Welcome to scr1tno Knitting Project podcast. My name is Sharon and I'm coming to you from Surrey in the UK, where I live with my family, 3 cats and a dog. Today is Friday, unusual day for me today, but I will explain later. And it's the 25th of October 2019 and this is episode 36. Hello if you are a new viewer, welcome back if you're a returning viewer, thank you for joining me today. Heads up, absolutely no show notes and I am completely winging this. I've had a bit of a week. I had a lovely week in a lot of respects, but the last 2 days have not been so great. So I'm completely behind. I was expecting to have a kind of new background. Well, it is a new background. I mean, it's the same stuff rejigged, but under there is all my tidying that I've done, and I didn't quite get it all finished. So it's kind of more of a hidden tidying than a display tidying. But yeah, more about that in life stuff, I think. So let's crack on and get into it. Admin. You can find me as scr1tno pretty much everywhere. I'm on Instagram and the podcast has a Ravelry group. That's scr1tno Knitting Project. And we have a knit along going on at the moment, which is for stripy socks. Now these are for an adult pair of socks, but you can have a whip as long as you're only on the first sock. And it's for scrappy socks as well, because they tend to work out stripy. So if you've made the stripes up, it doesn't have to be self-striping yarn. The idea originally was because we all have self-striping yarn that we're too precious to knit. But then I realised that actually not everybody does have self-striping yarn. So if you want to make it up, then please do. It runs till the end of November and there's a fair few entries now. I'm really excited. If you do want to donate a prize, I would be very grateful. I've got a couple of things that are coming in. Yeah, it's really exciting. And that ends at the end of November. Don't think I'm going to run anything in December because I'm planning on doing Vlogmas and that's going to take my time. And I'm probably going to do regular podcasts as well, because I know people don't necessarily watch all the Vlogmas, and there's going to be so many Vlogmases out there I think this year. I think we're all doing it. So it's going to be insane. It'll be in the same amount of watching. So what I might do is sort of try and do a fortnightly podcast maybe. I don't know, I haven't really decided yet. I decided to try to run a knit along amongst all that was just insane. So I'm beginning to have thoughts about what I want to do for the New Year's knit along. So yeah, I'll get back to you on that one. Right, let's get into the knitting content this week. Day one is socks, and my first project is hanging out in my bag from Megan's Makes. Megan is the daughter of Kelly from Les Family Yarn, and this is a lovely little sock bag that she's made. And in here, hanging out, is my Badgerween project. Now Badgerween is run by Sam Draws Things. She also designed the bunting and the pictures behind me in support of badgers this Halloween. And this is what I'm knitting. This is just a little mini that I got from Kelly in a swap, and I believe it's a Lolo did it. And this is the yarn. Isn't it lovely? Black and white yarn. And I've added the purple just to make it a little bit more spooky. So the black and white is for the badger and the purple's for Halloween. So my socks are now Badgerween. And I think that is from Busy Pottering. That little progress keeper. I think it came with a toadstool bag, or in fact I think it came with this bag. I think it came with that one. In fact, I'm certain it came with that one. So yeah, so I'd only cast on last week, so I have done a few stripes this week. I did get to do a few stripes of brownies last night because our brownies were so engaged in what they were doing, they didn't really need our help. It was great. So I sat there and knitted on my socks for a little while. And this yarn is by the lovely Yarn Badger. I'm a bit of a fan of her self-striping yarn. I did some invitation socks from her celebration range, and I found another skein the other day when I was tidying up that I'd forgotten I had, that I'm really looking forward to knitting as well. It's really pretty, and I'm doing just plain vanilla sock I'm going to do, well, I was going to do an afterthought heel. I'm not sure I am going to do an afterthought heel now. I think I might just do a heel flap and gusset and go for it. But do the heel flap in the purple and then do the toe in the stripes. And it's just 60 stitches, 2x2 rib. I don't think I twisted it. No, I didn't do a twisted rib on that one. And it's just fun. It's a fun knit. I'm loving the stripes. I have to apologise. My glasses are upstairs and my knee's bad today, so I can't go back up and get them. So I'm hoping at some point, my youngest daughter worked a late shift last night and she is still asleep. So at some point she's going to wake up and I'm going to ask her if she'll very kindly go upstairs and grab my glasses for me. Until then, I'm going to struggle. So yeah, so that's my first project. Then my take along socks, and then my working in the house socks, because it's a pattern, are hanging out in my lovely bag by Ellie of Craft House Magic. And the pattern is also by Ellie of Craft House Magic. Now I haven't got a picture of it, but if you check out Ellie's Instagram account, it is on there. And these are the Country Garden socks. And this is her yarn. So this is, oh Ellie, I've forgotten what it's called. Hold on. Is it the Country Garden sock set? English Country Garden. Oh dear. And it's sparkly. It's so pretty. I'm hoping with the overheads on today you might actually be able to see the sparkle. I'm sorry about the lighting. I have no light. It's still dark outside. It's, what is it? It's 11 o'clock, 11 a.m, not p.m, a.m. And there is no light. It is so dark and miserable here today. We've had a month's worth of rain in the last couple of days. Well, we had a month's worth of rain yesterday. It was not nice. And today doesn't look like it's going to be any better. What I am going to try and do is take some footage of my Japanese maple and my cherry tree before the leaves fall off, because they're looking gorgeous today. But yeah, it's really miserable. So sorry about the lack of lighting. That's where that was going. But this is the main body. And then it comes with this gorgeous little, also sparkling mini. So pretty. And I love these socks. It's so much fun. So that's the trellis work at the top. That's where I was last week. That's a little sheep, I think. It is, it's a little sheep. And then this is the butterfly pattern that you go down the leg. Now I'm going to show you the back because actually you can see it a little bit better. Ellie calls for 3 repeats in her pattern, but because I like a shorter leg and you've got the trellis work at the top, I've done 2.5 just to be really different. Like these little butterfly stitches, and I did cable needleless cables where you don't need a cable needle. Yeah, in fact I just twisted mine because it's only a kind of a 2-stitch cable. So yeah, very happy with that. And then I'm just done the heel flap. Now the heel flap's got a little pattern on it too, can you see? It's really pretty. And I've just turned, and I've turned the heel. So I'm going to whiz up the whatever it's called, foot, that would be the one. It's called a foot. And yeah, absolutely love this. So pleased with it. So pleased with it. So that's that one. So that's my socks for this week, sort of. There's a guest appearance from a sock a bit later on. I shall explain. And that pattern's lovely. So yeah, that's the Country Garden sock by Ellie of Craft House Magic. That's part of her Country Garden collection. Right, so that's day 1, socks. So day 2 is shawl day, and that's hanging out in my lovely bag by Sherry Iris. And this is the Litmus Cow by the amazing Amy Florence of the Stranded Dye Works and podcast. And this is where I am. Where am I? That's a good question. I don't know where I am. Hold on, let's have a look. This is a set that the amazing Sherry Iris dyed, and it was her Autumn's Treasures set. And that is how, if I did it that way, you might be able to see it a bit better. That is how it's coming up. Now I have all 10 colours in there, so I start again shortly and do it again. I need to measure this because I think Amy says it needs to be 140 centimetres, so I'm hoping that this is 70 centimetres long. I think it is. It looks like it probably is. I need to measure it because then I need to work out if I have actually got enough yarn left. Now I weighed this at the weekend. This is the main colour and I have got 60 grams left, so I should be good. Should be good to sort that out. And the minis, I've got 6 grams left of each mini. So I'm going to be playing yarn chicken a little bit, which is why I need to know this is actually long enough. Otherwise I might need to add some extra minis in. Now if I do need to add some extra minis in, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it, but if I do, I have got these, which were from Sherry's summer collection set that she did. So I've got these left over. So I'm thinking that I might pick out a few that go in with this, like that one there and that one and the greens, and pop those in kind of a striping sequence with none of the main colour in between. So like do 2 rows of each colour or something, if I need it a little bit longer, but we will see on that one. Time will tell. But yeah, I love this. It's such a potato chippy knit. You can just sit there and go round and round. I haven't done a huge amount, but I was very busy this week, so I was there where the little ice cream cone is, and that's from the Corner of Craft. That is the little scarf that came with the set from Sherry, and I'm not too sure who this dragonfly belongs to. I'll be honest, it could be anybody's. So Sweet Violet, Sherry's, not sure. So yeah, so not a huge amount of progress this week, but this project is going into, or these socks, shawl and garment are now going into my busy days, so there won't be a huge amount of progress on these for a little while. But yeah, love it. It's really pretty. And it's a free pattern. Amy's done it for free, which is really kind of her because everybody's knitting it. And it's lovely. It's such a nice pattern to knit. So that's that one. So that's day 2 shawl day. So day 3 is garment day, and I have finished object. To be fair, it's not blocked. I have not blocked it yet, but it's a little baby jumper. Now this is the baby vertebrae, and I'll put it who it's by on the screen because I have forgotten. It's Kelly Van Niekerk, something like that. Can't remember. It's so pretty. And the yarn is by Felt Fusion and is Forest Floor. It's slightly sparkly. It is for a little boy. Well, we figured it was pretty gender neutral, and it is very lovely. So I'm going to give that a block. You won't see it again on the podcast. I'm going to give it a block so it's all ready to go off to Laura, and I love it. It was a really nice knit actually. It's very quick. That's DK, so it didn't take long at all. So that's my first garment. My second garment is living in my So Sweet Violet patchwork bag, and in here is my colour work jumper, which really is the only thing I want to work on, and I have absolutely no time to work on it, which is great. So here we go. I have not done much of this. I was there and now I'm there. Not a huge amount on this, unfortunately, but I did finish the jumper off, and yeah, I am very much enjoying this. This is the Ingrid sweater by Isabel Kramer. Thoroughly recommend the pattern. It's very well written, and colours are my own choice. There are more colours in the pattern than I have used. I've used a lot of the main colour where there should be alternate colours. I've used the main colour instead so it's not quite as colourful as it could have been. And the yarn is a commercial yarn. It's by Sirdar, and it is Sublime Silk Merino DK. So yeah, I love the colours. I really do. I really want this finished, to be fair. But yeah, that is actually the back, because that is the short row shaping at the back. It's got short row shaping at the back. I'm just doing the colour work. Yeah, actually show you the little swatch that I did. So that's how it's going to turn out on the yoke. Well, it's got lots of ends. But I swatched it first to make sure that the colours would work, which they do. And I really like how that's come out. So that's my little swatch. I literally only swatched because I wanted to check the colours rather than gauge. The gauge is pretty much spot on. And it's a DK, so hopefully once I get the yoke done and the armholes decreasing done, then putting it on, I'll be going round and round on the body. It shouldn't take too long, hopefully, at that point. There is a bit more colour work though, because you do colour work at the cuffs and you do colour work at the hem. But yeah, so that's my garments at the moment. So yeah, that's day 3, garment day. Talking of garments, I should probably mention I am wearing this is a hand knit sweater. It is really old pattern. It is from a Rowan book for All Seasons Cotton, and I think it's called All Seasons at the Mill by Rowan in All Seasons Cotton. And it's a bit of a if I stand up, I can stand up, it's a bit of an ice cream sweater. It's a bit of a Neapolitan sweater, so it's got grey at the top, goes into this green, and pink at the bottom, and I absolutely love it. I wear it loads. It's really oversized as well. It's seamed. It's a seamed sweater, but this is one of my favourite sweaters to wear. So yeah, that's I can't remember the name of the sweater, but it's from the All Seasons at the Mill book. If you look at it, you'll see it. So day 4 is my crochet day, and that's hanging out in my little hoggy bag for busy pottering. And it's the minis to this are in my bigger bag, which I have temporarily put away, which is a bit silly. So yeah, this is what I'm working on, the Battenberg blanket by Sandra Poole of the Cherry Heart podcast, and this is it. So I've got all 4 of those squares on now. Can you see that if you look at the purple, you can see there's 4 purple squares, and if you look up there, you can see there's 4 green squares. So that's how it's running at the moment. It's going from corner to corner in the colours, and then the colour, when it goes off, like that pink's gone off, it'll come on at that end. No, the pink hasn't gone off, the pink is there. The pink is in 4s. But the brown's gone off there. That's come back on there. So I did a whole row at the bottom. They've all got little stitch markers on them at the bottom there. I did that whole row, and I think I did a couple of others. Let's have a look what I chose my minis. One of the 2, not too sure which. Oh, I've definitely got one. There we go, that's going into blue. So that's that one. Then apparently I have a green. Not too sure where that green's come from. That's not what I'm working on, was it? Apparently I have a green. Seems a bit small. And these ones I haven't used yet. That's one of the ones that's going to go in. These are all West Green Loft yarns. And that pink. So pretty. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. They must have been smaller minis. There's the green in this one. And then there's this purple. Because there is a definite pop of strong colour in each of the 4 colour runs. So this is going to be my really strong pop of colour. That one there. And then the undyed I'm using is some undyed from Mothy and the Squid. I did find all the rest of that the other day as well, so that's all now with it. Yeah, So this is my next set of 4 that's a run of 5, if you get what I mean. It's so pretty. So I'm looking forward to doing those. I do like my crochet project. And it gives me a break hands wise with my arthritis from always doing the same project. It does help with that. And I'm using a 3mm clover crochet hook with a soft grip because they actually are really comfortable to work with. And I've got a little notions pouch in there that's also from West Green Loft Yarns and it's hand woven. Now way back at this time last year I got this and I absolutely fell in love with how soft and beautiful this is, and so I really want to weave and make a scarf out of this because I would live in it. However, I bought a loom, hubby treated me, and he put it together for me and it's sitting in my craft room. I just look at it and go, I don't even know where to start. And I keep watching videos and warping it is just putting me off. Possibly because I'm slightly concerned about my back and walking backwards and forwards. So I thought I might try and bribe a daughter to give me a hand with it. My youngest, if it's something new and she hasn't done it before, is normally pretty up for doing stuff like that. Once she's done it once, she won't want to do it again, but I figure if I can get it warped once, that would be helpful. And I've got an added motive because I'm not the biggest fan of black and yellow, which is really unfortunate because I'm a Hufflepuff. But I have some Hufflepuff yarn and I have some Grello yarn. And I thought what I might try and do is make her a scarf using those colours because she loves them. So she's got a bit of motivation to help me because it'd be like, well, you finished object. I'm not sure how good it'll be, mind you, because it'll be my first one, but yeah, I do think I need to perhaps put myself on a weaving class at some point. Maybe next year I'll take my loom over to Ireland and see if I can take a class with Grace. But yeah, I'm scared of it, which is, I know, silly. Wow, what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to tangle the yarn? I don't know. I think I am more scared about hurting my back. But anyway, talk about getting off onto a tangent. We were talking about crochet and ended up on weaving. Only a yarny person could do that. Right, so that's day 4, crochet day. So day 5 is mystery blanket day. Now, mystery blankets are, the mystery blankets that I do are from Debbie Abrahams, and she does a yearly club that's kind of a year long, this long. You get the clues each month. That's a mystery blanket behind me. That's from, I can't remember, we worked it out, but I can't remember, 2009 I think maybe. That's Arabian Nights. And you buy the kit not knowing what you're going to get. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of cotton, and that's a cotton one. So I haven't done next year's because theoretically it may be, a lot of it might be cotton. However, this is from 2017. And this is the one I'm currently working on. And these are the strips, so you do it in strips. And it's a lovely soft woolly one. I really like this. Most of this is Rowan felted tweed. However, that is not the square that I worked on this week. So let's get the square out I worked on this week, shall we? Now, I use the Knit Companion app on my Kindle Fire. Which, that's it, it's brilliant. You save the project into the Knit Companion app, and then it has like a slider on the screen where you can slide up and you can slide across, so you can mark off where you are on a chart, and it's revolutionised chart knitting for me. It's made it so much easier. So I am using that to keep track of my progress. If you want to go check it out, I would completely recommend the Knit Companion app. I don't know whether I had to pay for it or not, can't remember, but if I did, it was worth it. Now, that's the square I finished last week, and I've gone into this square. It doesn't look like I've made much progress because these squares are deceptive. Can you see that it has got beads on it? It's got a beaded heart there and there, and I'm just going up into the net slot at the top. That's my first bead, in fact, on that one. Part of the amount of time it takes you to do these squares is this, and this is actually quite a good example. It's threading the beads on the yarn, and you don't just thread beads on the yarn. I mean, these are 50 beads here that I've threaded. These have to be threaded in a certain order, so it's a pattern, and it does take time. So part of my knitting time, if you like, for these is doing the whole threading of the beads, and it's particularly frustrating if you thread all these beads and then you come across a knot in a ball of yarn. Hasn't happened to me on this project yet, did in the past. Very annoying. So yeah, so that's the beads, and this is the square. It's a really pretty square, and yeah, that's my little progress keeper. That's a little mouse. He's just on there to tell me that's the square I'm working on. I will now move him so that he is my progress marker, because hopefully next time round, because these are falling on Friday, Saturday, Sunday now. I think this is today's, then no, this is tomorrow's. Let me have a quick look, because I write it down in my diary on my phone because I am that sad. Let's have a quick look. Today's the 25th. So today's crochet day. So I'll be doing some more of my Battenberg blanket today. So this will be tomorrow. So this will be on the Saturday. So I'll have a lot more time. I've got a crafting day tomorrow. So apart from the fact I want to help my eldest daughter do some sewing, because she's sewing some bandanas, I think, tomorrow. I got a bit confused as to what she's doing, but she's doing it for Panto. We make costume making. So I'm going to help her with that. I'm not the greatest sewist at all, but I do have a sewing machine. I need to remember how to use it, but I do have a sewing machine, so I'm going to help her with that. But I'm just having a craft day tomorrow, and we are going to, we've got 3 episodes I think of Bake Off that we've not seen, so we're going to make something savoury and something sweet and have a Bake Off as well. So, it's watch Bake Off as well, so it's going to be a good day tomorrow. Looking forward to tomorrow. But yeah, so that's my mystery blanket, and this is 2017. So I do not know what the name of it is though, so I will look that up hopefully and have that next week. But yeah, I love it. I really do. And do you know what? Now I've got back into doing it, I'm really, really enjoying it. It's so pretty. So at some point that'll be a good backdrop for back there too. If you've been with me for a while, and thank you so much if you have, Jean. And you'll remember my summer blanket behind me. That was also a mystery blanket. So I do like them. So that's day 5? Yeah, day 5, mystery blanket day. So day 6 is scrappy project day, and I'm going to cheat. Day 6 fell on Monday this week, and I was lucky enough to go and see Cher in concert at the O2. It was an amazing night. I'll put some photos at the end. I'm not sure whether I can risk trying to put the video up. I might see if I can find something I can put up on the video. But consequently, I didn't do any knitting. Well, not scrappy project knitting. However, I have a new project, a new cast on, and you've not seen this before. The lovely ladies, the Crafty Toads of Toad Hollow, and this is their Halloween project bag, did a Halloween countdown advent. Early summertime, I think, maybe. And it's set in and around characters from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Now, I'm a big Angel fan, but I hadn't watched Buffy. Apparently I had watched till season 3, which I'm guessing is when Angel disappears. So I'm watching it myself at the moment. I shall be back. Sorry about that. Interrupted by a delivery, not yarn. Right, as I was saying, they did a Halloween, or they're doing a Halloween countdown centred around Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which I'm currently watching. So whilst I'm opening a mini a day, I am making them into scrappy socks. Now if you haven't opened yours for any reason, please look away, because this is going to be a bit of a spoiler. This shouldn't be attached. Are you attached? You should not be attached. No, okay. Let's just just deattach that one. It shouldn't be attached to its right. So on my way to the O2, I put my mini in my socks for my scrappy socks for the Buffy set. So I've got 1, 2, I've got 3 days, and now I've got a couple of days where I haven't done them, but I will do them over the weekend. Oh, isn't that fun? They're going to be the best pair of scrappy socks. Very autumnal. And I have 2. I'm doing them side by side. I'm just doing plain vanilla, although apparently I decided that I was going to do a twisted rib cast, a 1x1 twisted rib cast on. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I mean, I do like it, and it is very pretty. Oh, we're going to focus? We are going to focus. And that one's really pretty, that mini there. So lovely. So I am going to do the rest of that. I think, is it hanging out? No, it's hanging out on the sofa. It isn't behind me. So I kind of cheated. Really, normally, I would class socks as sock day. And I'm doing a little mini from these every day anyway. But I did actually knit on these scrappy socks on Scrappy Project Day. So I'm kind of cheating and calling them my scrappy day. So sorry about that if you feel a bit cheated, but I have done, yeah, I have done 2 of them. I was really pleased with that and how it came out. It's so different as well. Look at that side, red stripy, and then on that side it's plain yellow. But it did pretty much the same thing on the other sock. Brilliant, love it. So it's really pretty, and that again, that's the Crafty Toads. They've got a podcast. I adore their podcast. I adore them. I think they're amazing. And yeah, and it's a lovely witchy Halloween project bag, which I'm keeping it in. So yeah, so that's my day 6 scrappy project, bit of a cheat day. So next up is my cozy memory blanket. Oh, here we go. Right, you're getting a bit of a bonus on this because normally I'd record on a Thursday, so you get 7 days. But because today's Friday, you've actually got to stay square as well. So next week you'll be a square less, but hey, you know, that's what happens. This is getting really big. But I am really enjoying knitting on this again. Oh, so what have we got? I do not know. Let's start this way because that's going to be easier. That is a random mini. I haven't got a clue. However, I know I made something out of that last year. I don't know whose it is. That is a sparkle, and I think it's a down sheepy lane. That is 100% a woolly goodness. I had a very purpley phase going on here. That I think is also down sheepy lane. That one is definitely down sheepy lane. This is from Libby of Needle and Thread. I have got a new one of her set, and I am just starting to do her minis. The only reason that these aren't hers are because I didn't have time in the morning to wrap the mini up, and I grabbed one that was ready balled. So that's Needle and Thread. That's Needle and Thread. And that's Thread as in F-R-E-D. And that's Needle and Thread. And that I don't know, but it's very, very pretty. I think it might be down sheepy lane because I think this must be a little Easter set of hers that I had, and I think they must all go together. They're all sparkle, so I'm thinking all the sparkle are down sheepy lane. I may be wrong, but they're very pretty. So that was this one's run. Oh, do you want to stay upright? That's this one's run. As I said, that one today is technically a bonus square because it should be on next week's podcast. But never mind. It snuck into this week. I mean, as is whatever I knit yesterday. What did I knit? What was yesterday? Garment day. Oh well, I did 2 rounds of the colour work sweater, so that's not really going to make much difference, is it? I was very tired last night. I didn't really get around to doing an awful lot of it. Oh. So yeah, so that's on my cozy memory blanket, and that is currently hanging out in my busy pottering seaside bag, which I absolutely adore. Very soon I will be swapping all of these projects into winter project bags and into Christmas project bags. So I've had a tidy out and I have found all my, well, I have to say I've found them. I knew where they were. I've just gone through them and tidied them up and got them all in a box, because I am very awful, as you will know if you've actually watched my vlogs, for finishing a project and then just leaving the leftovers in the project bag. So I have been through and reclaimed my needles and my project bags, and they are living in boxes underneath that. Yeah, I didn't actually have any yarn mail this week, shocker. However, I have got a few bits to show you. During my tidy up, I have come across a couple of packages I haven't opened. Now, since starting the podcast, this is a bit of a downside of podcasting. I have a habit of putting stuff to one side, going, oh, I'll open that and so I can show it on the podcast. And then for whatever reason, I'll put something on top of it or fall down the back of something. I won't remember that I had it. Which sounds really awful. It makes me sound like a spoilt brat. But in this household, losing stuff goes with the territory. People are always moving things. So I've come across a couple of packages I haven't opened. So I'm going to show you now, just because I can. So first up is Hedgerow Yarns, and now I saw this on Instagram and I was like, I'm sure I bought something similar, but I couldn't find it. But I've now found it, and it's a one of a kind, and it's so pretty. Such a pretty sock set. It's so pretty that I just want to cast this on. I was really tempted to have my weekend of crafting as a new cast this on. I just knit myself a pair of socks this weekend. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be really good. Otherwise I'll end up with my 5 sock whips again. But oh, look at those speckles. Oh, Jane is just so talented. I love her yarn. Just occasionally I think you get this one skein where you just completely fall in love with it, and it actually, when it turns up, is actually even prettier than it looks on screen. And for me, this is that skein. So yeah, it's going to be, it's probably going to sit behind me and be admired for a little while. So that was that, and also in the parcel was a set of minis, because I buy her mini sets, and these go in my Stitching Time blanket, which I haven't done for a little while, so I might get that out again as well. They're pretty, aren't they? Again, Hedgerow, that's a lovely logo. They're very autumnal. Now, wouldn't they make a nice pair of scrappy socks? But yeah, so that's my minis from her. Then I came across my mini set for September for West Green Loft Yarns, and I hadn't opened it, so I'm sure I haven't shown it to you. Isn't that pretty? So they'll go in my Battenberg blanket. Oh, they're lovely. Such pretty colours. I'm having good lighting right now. I'm really pleased with my lighting. That is really true. It's like, let's show all this quickly so that I've got good lighting. So that's my West Green Loft Yarns. I came across this, Helen, I'm so sorry, I don't know where this was hiding. This is a Seaside Rock. I don't even know if she's got these anymore. It's a 50 gram sock set. Again, isn't that pretty? Now, I would have, without a doubt, bought this to make jelly roll socks. 100% I've bought this to do jelly rolls. So I'm going to put this away for the next summer or next spring, and put on it jelly rolls, because I'm definitely going to make jelly rolls with this. It's really pretty. I don't know whether Helen's still got this in her shop, but yeah, it's a 50 gram of that colour. Look at that, isn't that pretty? And a 20 gram mini, which is perfect for a jelly roll set. Absolutely perfect. So yeah, that will definitely be a jelly roll. It's the September mini club from Sherry Iris. And looking at these would make good minis for my Litmus Cow if I run out as well. That might be what I do with them as well. So pretty. And these are always inspired by nature. There's got a picture of a rose hip in the front of it. I love her labels. Her labels are always so pretty. the amazing Cherry Iris, and it always comes in a lovely little bag. Let's come in this bag. There is that's the label for this one, and there's a little progress keeper too. It's so pretty, and lavender, beautiful lavender sachet. So thank you very much for that, Sherry. That's very pretty. I love those ones. Yeah, so that's that one. I take part in the treasure chest raffle, which is a raffle that's held in support of a breast cancer unit in North Wales. And I won a prize, and I won 2 pins from Joy to the Wool. And that one says, I can't read it because I've the Joy of Socks. This is where I regret not having my glasses. And that says, keep on casting on. I really need that badge, don't I? I don't really need any encouragement to cast on. Well, that's quite funny. So yeah, so there's 2 badges. I've found loads of badges whilst I tidy up, so I'm going to find my badge pendant, which I thought was behind me and isn't, so I can get that on the screen hopefully at some point. Ellie, you need to make them again. I need another one. My first one's full. So my other new acquisition since last week is this little lady, and her name is Wisp, and she's by the lovely Green Rabbit Designs. I'll show you. And she's going to come and hang out on the podcast with me and keep the naughty little black cat under control. The naughty little black cat is not up there. The naughty little black cat, as I was just set up to record, disappeared down behind it all. Okay, so hopefully next week we will have Wisp and the naughty little black cat behind us, and she will keep him under control. Now she's a little wolf. She's so well made. She's absolutely gorgeous. So pretty. So she's going to hang out with me, and I do absolutely adore her. She's even got a little tail, look. Bless her. This lady is so talented. I've wanted just rabbits, and I've wanted one for a long time. I couldn't believe it when I've managed to snag this little wolf. She's adorable. Absolutely adorable. So she is going to hang out behind me, keep me company on the podcast, and hopefully keep the naughty black cat under control. Now, the naughty black cat was a birthday present from my dear friend Jenny of Woolly Goodness Yarns, and she made him for me, and I absolutely adore him. And he reminds me of my naughty black cat called Luna. And really, next week technically is the Halloween episode, so really he should be on it. So hopefully I'll get him to behave next week. Last week he took a nosedive. I've got a candle going. If you're looking at last week's episode, it's not lit. He took a nosedive off the side, nearly hit the candle, nearly got himself set on fire. So I kind of, in my panic to stop him from catching fire, I pushed him away as he fell. He did a double black flip and landed up in my coffee. I was like, so it was a bit wet. So he had to have a bath, and he dried off, and I'd literally just grabbed him to put him up there, and he fell down the back. I'm not moving everything now before I podcast to retrieve the cat. He will be on next week's episode. But she's going to keep him under control. Isn't she lovely? Right, so that's it for acquisitions this week. Right, so the only thing left to do now is just chatter. So if you're not here for that bit, then thank you for joining me this week. If you are, so what have we been doing since the last podcast? On Friday, it was our local firework night for the little village, one village over, where I do all my guiding, and we helped out with that. So I have got some footage, I think, of some fireworks that will be on the end. It was wet, it was cold, the kids did amazingly well, bless them, and we made a little bit of money, so that was cool. Saturday and Sunday I spent both days sorting out this lot behind me. Now in this lot behind me, there's a load of plastic boxes and there is a lot of yarn in there. It's not all yarn, some of it is definitely not yarn. Also I've got a couple of advents behind there because they're all coming in, which is lovely, but it's like, where do we store them? So there's a couple of advents behind there too. And so I spent the whole weekend tidying that up, but I've done a really deep clean, a really deep tidy, to the point I've got like a little tray with all my progress keepers and things in. So I thought perhaps on Vlogmas I might do some pre-recording for those days when you're insanely busy, and sort of walk you through my progress keepers and things. I'm kind of looking forward to doing that. It's fun because I'm kind of rediscovering stuff that I knew I had but just didn't know where it was. It always gets like this at the end of the summer season because I'm away so much. You come back from a trip, you throw everything everywhere, and you don't really get time to proper deep clean it and deep tidy up. So I kind of enjoy this particular time of the year because I don't spring clean, I autumn clean. I always say that. It's like prepping for Christmas. Now when I get the Christmas tree will be going there where that lamp is. So you'll have the Christmas tree behind me. I don't know how distracting that will be, whether I'll have to turn the lights off or whatever. I mean, last year, if you watch my Vlogmas, which is I mean, by all means, go back and watch that if you like, but please bear in mind that they're the first videos that I ever did, so they're not particularly brilliant. But there is some footage at some point of the kittens in the tree, because obviously there were kittens at that point. So I'm hoping this year that they're not going to be climbing my Christmas tree, but who knows, they're cats. They're a law unto themselves. On Tuesday night when I did guides, I have a neighbour that lives over the back, and my cats are always in her garden. I know they are. And her daughter comes to my guides, and she came in with one of the cat's collars. I was like, I think somebody lost something. Thank you, that's a first. They're little monkeys, absolute little monkeys. So yes, that was last weekend. It was a lot of tidying. Monday night we went to see Cher, and that is a bucket list item for me. And I've always been a big Cher fan, always. And when my middle daughter was little in a car seat, she used to sit in the back of the car going, "Can you put the Mama Had a Dance song on?" which is Gypsies, Tramps and Thieves. And I forced my love of Cher on my daughters, and now they are huge fans too. So to be able to take them and have a lovely night out, which we had, to see Cher was just amazing. So that's definitely a bucket list item. It was amazing. I really enjoyed it. It was a fab night. Then Tuesday was guides, and Wednesday I worked, and I had a really hard day at work. And in the evening, what was Wednesday night? Oh, it was my cowl night. I had my Litmus Cow, and I was really grateful for that, just going round and round in circles. That was a nice night. And then yesterday's my normal recording day, but because I hadn't got any of this sorted out, I thought, well, yesterday I'm going to, and I was working from home, and work is really busy at the moment, so I have to do a lot of work from home. So by the time I got anything resembling order in here, I was into my working hours, so I couldn't record. So I thought, oh well, I'll delay it a day, and it's not finished. I was hoping it would be finished by this morning. It's not. I still have things to do, but it's getting there, and it certainly isn't there enough for that to happen. And so I did that yesterday, and I again had a very harrowing day at work yesterday, and I did brownies in the evening, which was great, because after the dad had at work, having the relief of those little girls running around and having fun, and they were particularly engaged last night. You have nights where they are just a nightmare, and no matter what you do, they don't want to do it. But last night they were so into what we were doing, to the point that we had something else planned, and it was just like, well, they're really enjoying what they're doing, let's just leave them to it. So it was really good night. And then obviously this morning I had a lay-in, which was nice. And I did have a bit of the can't be bothered, but I was like, no, I am going to record. So I have recorded today. But it does mean that by next Thursday when I record, I'll be kind of a day short with content, so you'll have to bear with me next week. I think that's it for this week, to be honest. I have a quiet, crafty weekend planned, and I have a quite a week next week because it's half term, so we don't have guides, but we are actually technically doing a couple of guiding bits, so to be fair we haven't really got that much difference. Yeah, so that's it from me for this week. I hope you have a great week wherever you are. Take care and I'll see you next week.